YouTube, welcome back. Okay, so today we'll be talking about CSS. Okay, so in the last class we talked about HTML, so today we'll be talking about CSS. So what is CSS? CSS simply stands for Cascading Style Sheet. It is used to design and control the layout of a web page. Okay, so the last time we worked on this draft here on HTML. Okay, using HTML. Okay, so today we're going to add style to our web page. Okay, so by the end of this video, we'll be able to create something like this. Okay, so without any further delay, let's go into the video proper. Okay, so in Visual Studio Code, there's a shortcut to bringing out or to declaring your HTML document. Okay, so you just hit the exclamation mark and you hit the tab button. You type in your exclamation mark and you hit the tab button on your keyboard, and it's going to bring out all the elements needed for you to start your coding process. Okay, so we just go over to the title and we rename our title. We'll give it the desired name we want. Okay, so in this case we're going to name our title let's say our web page or our class. Okay, let's just leave our class. Okay, so the next thing we'll do here, we'll go over to the body. Like I told you in the former class, everything we're going to be working on will be on the body of the HTML. Okay, so let's just save and check out what we have here. Okay, let's go over to this place and let's check out what we have. So we just reload. We have an empty page here now. Okay, this is an empty page. You can see our class in the header. So this is what we have now. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring our codes in. Okay, so we have this, so we can just easily save, and let's go over to our web page and see everything we've done. Okay, so this is what we've done practically. You can see this is everything we've done, but it's not well styled. Okay, it's not well styled. You can see the table here down. You can see all the text, but it's not styled. Okay, so today's class we're going to be styling it. Okay, so now let's go over to styling our work. Okay, so now in doing that, I told you earlier that the CSS is to style our work. Okay, so on if you are working on large website, maybe large pages, we will not be adding our CSS codes here. We'll create another file that will add our CSS code and we can call it directly from here. Okay, but just for the course of this video and for the elementary part of this video, we're going to be adding all our codes here. Okay, so to do that, to call the CSS code here, so we're going to bring what we call style. Okay, so style. Okay, we're going to write style and I'm going to close the tag. So it's going to bring an opening tag and a closing tag. So we're going to space it. So everything concerning how we style this web page will be on this style element. Okay, so we'll put everything here. So the first thing we'll do here, we'll set everything to general. Okay, so I'll be using this to comment our style. Okay, doesn't really mean. Okay, so I'll be using this to comment our style. So we'll just write general reset. This is for proper understanding. Okay, for those that skips the video to this place, this is for proper understanding. So I'm going to put in my comments here. Okay, remember we are not actually using the former comments we used in the previous video. Okay, so let's just go over to this. So just start it and it will automatically means that we are trying to call a style to the general work. Okay, now I'll bring in my curly brackets, page it down. So I'm going to add my styles here. Okay, so how do I want the margin to be? Okay, I'm going to write margin. I'll set the margin, everything to default, padding to default. I'm going to be explaining all this. Okay, so box sizing, I think it's correct. Box sizing to box, okay, to border box. Let's say border box, and we're going to be adding our quotation. Is this quotation? No, I think this is a semicolon. Okay, and let's save this and let's watch what happened to our web page. Let's reload our web page. Nothing happened, but actually something happened. You can see that our texts are more wide, more organized. There's no more space in between them. Let's go back. Let me go back to former process. Okay, for those who don't get it, let me remove this right now. I'm going to be adding it back. So let's just cut it off. Let's save it and let's check what happened. So watch closely to this welcome to our class and other element is here. So let's save it. You can see that there are spaces in between them. Okay, so we set the margin to 0, padding to 0, and the box sizing to border box. Okay, so what does margin mean? Okay, margin is a space around the element's border. Okay, while padding is a space between an element border. Okay, so maybe during the video you understand what we're talking about here. Okay, so now we'll go over to the next one, which is our body and background. Okay, so go over to our body and background, and just like we did the other time for proper understanding, we're going to be putting our body and background. Okay, background here. This is just for proper description of what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to be adding the our styling to the body. Okay, so right now we're going to be calling the body. Okay, so this is the body, and we're going to bring our curly bracket. Okay, so the curly bracket is, it simply includes it includes the elements that are assigned to that body. You get it? Okay, so we'll be adding our font family. Okay, so the font family simply is a way you have to give your own text the fonts you are using for your text. Okay, so while you are using VS Code, it's, if you type font and / family, it's going to bring in everything for you. Okay, so I will just add, let's say I'm using Arial. Okay, so let's say Arial, Helvetica, and Sans Serif. Okay, it has given me a prediction. Okay, so I will just do this, and I can remove Helvetica. I don't really need this now. I can just remove Helvetica and I'll work with this. So the next one is our background color. Okay, what color do we want our background to be? Okay, just for this video, let's just keep our, you can see it's giving me options, so I'll just click on background color, and I want to use white. Okay, so just for this video we'll be using white. Okay, we don't need to add enough color or too much color to our workspace, so we can leave that white. I'm going to go to the next place, which is color. This color simply controls the text color of our work. Okay, so we're going to set this color also to, let's say, gray. We can also use black. Okay, let's say black, because black is going to come out very nicely. Okay, so we're going to be using black. And the next, remember to always put your semicolon at the end of every element, every statement you make. Okay, while you are in the curly brackets. Okay, so the next one, we're going to put the line height. Okay, the line height of our, remember we're working on the body right now. Okay, so the line height, I think height is spelled this way. Okay, so the line height should be, let's say, 1.6. Don't worry, you get everything we're doing when we're done. Okay, so the padding. Okay, so we want the space in between the margin to be 20 pixel. Okay, let's say 20 pixel, and that is okay. So let's save and let's see what we've done. So this is it. So you can see the fonts has already changed. You can see the font has changed and the color is now black. You can see everything is nice. Well, now the size has, I think we've not worked on the size yet, but you can see everything very well. You get it? Okay, so let's proceed. Let's proceed to the header. Okay, let's proceed to the header. Okay, while looking at our work page, you can simply note that this is the heading of our work. Okay, so we can simply call this header. This is the header of our work. Okay, so let's go back to trying to name the header. Okay, let's say we want to add header style and header style. You don't really need all these statements I'm adding, but it's just for proper understanding. Okay, let's say we want to set our header to header. Let's set our header and put our curly brackets, break it down, and the next thing we'll do, we'll be adding our text alignment. Okay, so you can see it here. We'll just click on it. Text alignment will align all text in the header to the center, and go to the next one. The background color of our header, make it blue. I think blue is okay, and we'll move forward to the color, which is the color of the text I told you earlier. So we're gonna be using white because we already have blue background, so white is gonna come out very nicely. So we're gonna set the padding of the header alone. The padding of the header, we're gonna be setting it to 20 pixel. Okay, and we're going to set our border radius. Okay, remember the header is going to have a border. That's what it means now. Remember, we set our boxing size to box border with border box. Okay, so we're going to be having our border radius to 8 pixel. Let's say 8 pixel. 8 pixel should be okay, and we're going to save this. Okay, we're going to save this. Let's check. Although we don't have any header here, so this statement is not listening to anything here. So but this statement body, it carries it means everything that is enclosed in the body will function with this. So anything that is carrying header will function with the header, but right now we don't have header, so we can equally add our header here. Okay, we can add our header to that position there. Okay, let's say we add our header here because this is the header of the work. We're going to add our header here. Let's just shift this down and let's put header. Okay, so we're going to add our header. We'll close it. We'll bring our closing tag. Let's cut it from this place and let's place it here. Okay, so this is the header of our work. Remember, from here to here is the header of our work. So we'll save it and let's see if it affects it. You can see it actually affects it. So it affects only the header, but let's say we bring the header down to, let's say we remove the header here and we end it in our image. Okay, let's say we end the header here. So it means that all the functions will work alone to the area that the header is enclosed with. Okay, let's save it and see. You can see that the header moves down from here to the image where we ended it actually. Okay, so what will actually work on is the header. So if we extend the header further down, it's going to be moving down. So the CSS function of the header is enclosed here. So remember, we're working on style, so everything we're doing is enclosed with style, which is the styling of the work, the cascading style, which is the CSS we're talking about right now. Okay, so we're going to hit save again and let's see, we've taken it back and you can see it's back. Okay, so let's work on the other stuffs. Okay, so let's move forward. Now, moving forward, let's go over to the header. Okay, font size. Okay, should we add that? Okay, let's just add that. It's not really necessary, but let's add that for this, just for proper understanding. So let's say header. We already had header there, so anything we're doing now, header. Okay, so header paragraph, which is header P. P simply means paragraph. So we'll put our curly bracket, bring it down. I'm going to write header paragraph. Let's say we'll set it to the font size. The font size of that header paragraph is going to be font size, let's say 2.5. Okay, let's say 2.5. Okay, you see our element have bring us abbreviation, so we'll just click on it and follow suit. So the next one we'll do is, okay, we're done with the header paragraph. It's only one paragraph we have, so we don't have any other thing concerning header. Okay, we have h1. Okay, let's set our functions for h1 also. Let's go to header h1 elements and I think we should set the margin for this header paragraph. Okay, let's set a margin top. Okay, a margin top to, let's set it to, let's say 10 pixel. Okay, Let's go to the header and let's just copy this font size. Don't really have much to do here. Let's just copy this font size. What's happening? And let's just bring our curly brackets and bring it over here. So we're done with the header h1 element. Okay, so let's move down to the, what else do we have again? Let's move down to the media. Okay, these are the media, which is the mp4, the music, for the music and the image. Okay, so those are the media. So let's work on the media element right now. Okay, so while working on that, let's just move over to media section. Okay, so we're going to have, let's say, sorry for that, we're going to be having media section and we're going to have something like this. Remember, this does not really matter. Let's say media section. Okay, let's just end this for description. Okay, let's say we want to add the media h2 element. Okay, let's say the media h2 element, which is, these are the media. You can see h2. These are what was actually set right now. These are the media, image. The browser will use h2 elements to write their heading. Okay, so let's work on that. And we're going to bring our curly bracket, we're going to bring it down, and we're going to have our font size. Let's just paste our font size here, but in this case let's use 2 instead of 2.5. Okay, let's use 2, and we can just move down to text align, and we'll set our text alignment to center. Okay, so let's set it to center, and we'll move down. We'll set our margin top. Okay, margin top, let's set it to 20 pixel, and let's go over to color. Let's set our color to blue. And we're done there. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is, okay, these just for the media section right now. Okay, let's go to our media image, which is the img element. Okay, so we'll just put dot media img. Okay, we're going to do that for the video also. So we're working on the media image right now. So let's move it down and let's bring in our curly bracket. Let's take it down. Does this really matter? Or I can just bring it back to give proper understanding. Okay, so the media image, we're going to work on display. So we're going to display it in block. Okay, let's say in block, and we're going to set our margin to 0. Okay, to auto 0. Okay, I don't want much margin, and maximum width will be 20%. I don't want so much image to be too expanded. Okay, so I think we're done with that. Okay, let's move over to our media video. Okay, let's just save this and see what happened. We'll not actually see nothing yet. Okay, you see, nothing actually is coming out because we've not assigned the media element in CSS to each of these. Okay, but let's just proceed. Okay, let's proceed. You see the effect of everything now. Okay, so let's proceed to, you can just move forward if you wish to forward the video to the extent that suits you. Okay, but it's preferable you wait. Okay, let's say we set our media video and set our media audio. Let's go, instead of doing them one after the other, let's just set these two to be in one place. Okay, because of the course of the video. So we'll be working on, so you can just use your comma to separate. You can even add image element. You can just move image down here and use comma to separate them, so that every style, every instruction you give will affect both the video, the audio, and the image. Okay, so let's just work on both image and audio to save time in this video. Okay, so we'll be having the display as block. We're having the display as block, and we'll be having our margin. As let's say 0 auto. Let's say our margin to, no, let's say 20 pixel auto, automatic. That's what it means. Okay, Let's set our border radius. Our border radius, you already know what border is. Border radius to 8 pixel, and let's move our width to 20. Let's move our width to 20%, and we're done there. Okay, so but for everything to come out very well, okay, let's just save right now. Let's save and let's see what's happening. Nothing is actually happening. Okay, nothing is happening. Let's go over to this place. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, let's see. Okay. Remember, in the media we have media h2 and we have media section. Okay, let's see if we add section to it. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so let's go over to our section class. Okay, remember we called the media section. Let's go up to this area and let's add our media section. Okay, let's add section. Let's open section and let's add our class. Okay, so we're going to be adding, what class are we going to be adding to this? I think it's the media class. Okay, media. Okay, so what the class does here is it points it points to the CSS style here for you, because right now we have the dot media h2. Okay, and we are not actually moving just this to a particular heading. Okay, so we'll just be looking at each class. Okay, so we'll be looking at the media class here. Let's say, well, I'll be looking at the media class here, and we'll close it, and we'll carry our section down to the area we want this to affect. Let's say we want it to affect every media section. Okay, let's end it in this media here and let's close it. Let's watch what happens. So let's go back to our web page and let's save it. You can see that our image, they have gone to the center. They have been centralized. You can see it here. They have been centralized. Okay, so even the audio has been centralized well, and the sizes are now according to the sizes we set for them. Okay, so let's go back to the codes. So let's work on, I think we should work on our table. Okay, so we're working on our table right now. So before then, we already worked on our media, and let's work on our table. So working on our table, we're going to be calling our table. Okay, so let's say we want to name table style. You can drop any comment below if you don't understand what we're doing here. You can drop comments below. Okay, so let's say we work on our data. Remember, put our dots. Okay, put our data table. You can just name it data table. Okay, and we're working on table, and we can just bring our curly brackets, bring it down. I'm going to be bringing our table width. Okay, let's set our table width to 100%. Okay, and let's set our border to collapse. This does not really matter. Border collapse to, let's set our border to collapse. Does not really matter right now. You can skip that. And set our margin top to 30. You can set our background color for table. Remember, we're working on table alone here. Okay, we're working on table alone. Our background color, you can set our background color to, let's say, white. Okay, and let's bring this down. Okay, so we can set our background color to white, and we can set our border radius. Okay, because the table is going to have border. Remember, in our last class we'll have a table with borders. Okay, so we set the radius to 8 pixel, and there's what they call overflow. Don't worry, we're going to be checking it out in the table. We check it to hidden. Okay, and the box shadow, to 0. We don't need any shadow there. 0 in the first one, 4 pixel second, 8 pixel third. We set our RGBs to, this is actually our color, so let's just leave this border shadows. Does not really matter. Let's leave this border shadows. Maybe subsequently you're going to understand that. Okay, so let's go to our, we're done with our table, and let's save and see what's happening. But before then, let's bring out the table section. Let's bring out the table section. Remember, we're not working on a particular table, we're working on different elements in the table, just like we work on different elements in the audio. So we're going to bring in our section. Okay, so let's bring our section and bring the class to, what's our class name here? Let's go up and check it. What's our class name? Our class name is data table. Remember, this dot actually singular, this dot singular is section. It means that we are actually working on this section. That's what this dot actually telling us. Remember, in the media time we have dot media. Okay, so the dot actually giving us the section that we are working on. Okay, so now we already have where are we? Okay, we have our section and the class. We're going to be setting our class to data table, and we're going to be closing our section. So we'll bring us the closing tag of our section, we'll bring it down to the table closing tag. Okay, and let's save it and see what happens. Okay, let's reload it, and you can see that our table is not being adjusted. You can see that our table is not being adjusted to 100%, but it does not have other styles. Okay, so let's go on to adjusting the names, John Parker, and all the rest. Okay, so let's go over to our workspace. Let's go to our styling and let's continue. Okay, so let's say we want to work on the table data. So working on table data, we're going to be calling, remember we already have section for the table, so we'll just bring dot, remember we'll copy data dot data table. Okay, sorry, dot data table, and we're going to have dot data table. We're going to have a table. I think we're working on table data right now. Okay, so we'll just write table head. Okay, table, let's work on table head and table data at the same time. Okay, so we have table head and table data, okay, at the same time. And let's bring our curly brackets, let's bring it down, and let's work on those two first. So we're going to have our padding to 12 pixel. You can just check other pixel and know how it is. Let's work on our text alignment. Okay, let's align our text to this time, and let's align it to left. For the course of the video, you can align it to center, whichever way you want to. Okay, so we're done with that. So let's go over to the main table head. Okay, so we know we're working on each table. Okay, so let's go over to the next, and we can copy this if you want to, but let's just go over to type in everything. So bring our table data here, and we're going to be writing our table head. So we're going to bring our curly brackets, let's take it down, let's write our background color, let's set it to blue, and let's set our color to white. Remember, color means text color. Let's set our color to white, and let's give it this way. So the next thing we'll do is bring the shade. Okay, we're working on the gray color. Okay, let's not work on the gray color, let's work on the footer style right now. Okay, we're done with the table. Let's check what we have on the table right now. You can see what we have on the table. The table is now nicely set. You can see the table name, Peterson, the age, 28, location, NG, London, Paris. So we're working on our foot page, okay, which is called the footer of this nice page. Okay, let's go over to the footer now, and let's get our footer element ready. So we can set our footer to, the footer simply means the down part of the web page. Okay, let's work on our footer. Let's say we're working on our footer style now. Let's say right footer style. Okay, footer style, and let's leave it this way. So we're working on our footer. Let's say footer will be open brackets. Let's say text. Let's say text alignment of the footer should be center, and we'll go over to margin top of the footer. Let's say 40 pixel, and we're done. Okay, so let's say we go over to the footer. Remember, we've already declared the footer. So let's say we go over to the footer page and write footer here. Okay, these are footer. Remember, that is we only have one paragraph on the footer. So we can just quickly write footer and we close the tag. Then we move the closing tag to enclose the paragraph. Okay, so and we save. So when we save, we go back to our web page and we reload. You can see our footer in the center, nicely placed. So we can easily click on, we have done everything here. So we can easily click on our website. When we click on it, to take us down to google.com. So we have finally come to the end of the CSS. So you can just go through everything that I've done here. You can go through how I talked about how to set the style. Remember, you have to put your styling tag as the first and the closing tag. So everything you'll be doing concerning the color of the web page and working on the web page, designing it, will be enclosed in the styling sheet. Okay, so in our subsequent video, we'll still be talking about how to work on a portfolio website. So in our next class, we're talking about Java, and after our Java class, we'll work on a responsive website. Okay, so in our next two videos, we'll be working on a responsive website. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. You can drop a comment anywhere you don't understand. I'll be keeping a link in the description below on the codes, so you can just easily work on the code. Just copy the code. So I'll be keeping the codes in the description of this video. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. Please hit the subscribe button and give me a like.